Deadbolt, Don Peoples, let's talk about it. So we got to get into this Ray J, Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, Whack 100, Kanye West whole fiasco that's going on right now with the alleged sex tapes that now the Kardashians have back in their possession. But Ray J, man, has some words in reference to that because recently in the news he's been getting dragged through the mud along with Whack 100 in reference to extortion and holding Kim K hostage when it comes to these sex tapes. So Ray J, felt the need to have to strike back and speak on it. Now, this whole situation with Ray J and Kim K, obviously, man, this stems back now over a decade. This is what helped spark Kim Kardashian's career. Before we knew Kim Kardashian from getting smashed out from Ray J, we knew Kim Kardashian for being the bag lady from Paris Hilton and, stuff of that nature. Obviously, running around the Hollywood circles. But Ray J was her claim to fame. Now, we all wondered at the time, how did the tape come out? Did Ray J leak it? Who leaked the tape? Because, back then it was, Kim didn't have any idea about it and, Ray J was throwing up his hands, so to speak. But, come to find out, there was a whole plan behind this. Yeah. It was a whole marketing scheme that was going down with this whole thing that they had going. And who better to orchestrate it than Kris Jenner, a.k.a. Kim's mama. Now, alleged what Ray J saying is, look, Kris was behind the whole thing. She orchestrated it, set up percentages. We had other tapes ready to go. I mean, just the whole, it was like Kris was the porn director when it came to this. And, Ray J, being a man of who he is, he had to show some receipts. So it doesn't surprise me that Kris Jenner is caught up in this thing because ultimately they wanted the fame. So, him exposing all these, messages between him and Kim, is not shocking, because this right here, and to me, even if it was like, hey, I'm going to stage this, I feel like it's very sick on the mother's side. Because Kim's already in the game getting donkeyed by different, entertainers and, people in that space because she's out there. But, Kris Jenner, she was married to Bruce, the one she turned into Caitlyn. But, she not in the scene. She's not young no more. And the other Kardashians weren't of age. So this whole thing right here is what sparked their whole everything that This one tape sparked $1 billion empire. So you read these texts from Ray J, and Kim basically going through everything. It's not shocking. And now you can see why she was in tears, which I feel were fake, when she got the alleged computer drive back with all the footage and stuff like that. And obviously Kanye's just caught up in the middle with this. But Kanye should have known what he was dealing with. Kanye is a powerful dude. He knew that she was a little bit cleaner cut than Amber Rose, but you knew what you was dealing with and what kind of space. And now you done turned her into a housewife, and now the Kardashians are now this $1 billion empire. But they got you caught up in the middle of it because you had kids with her. So therefore you bear a lot of the responsibility to make sure that her image is clean, stuff of that nature. But you had an ex-porn broker who alleges that there were several X-rated scenes that were deleted out of this whole tape, that the family and their whole entire empire would not be the same if it would have made this final cut. The whole entity wouldn't be what it is. So we can imagine, because whoever watched the tape would know it was cut and dry. It really wasn't a lot of like what you see in traditional porn nowadays. But I can imagine that there was a lot of things that probably was cut out that would have had Kim really looking like a whore or really being suspect. So I think there's a lot of dirt in her closet. And even though she's a billionaire now, She's speaking on behalf of the justice system and a lot of things. Kim's doing some powerful things now. She still got her sauce from the slutting and everything else, the coonery and all like that. That's what her claim to fame was. So no matter how high you get up the totem pole, your base is still in the mud. So people like Whack 100, obviously being a businessman, I really don't look at Whack as more so an extortionist, just somebody that know how to play the game and might be connected with people that know how to extort or got certain things on people. But if you ain't doing these things, you don't have to worry about being extorted. He's not forcing you on camera to do some weird shit or do some things for a piece of change. He ain't making you do none of these things. So it's really not extortion. It's just you doing some kinky shit or some freaky shit. And he got the tapes on you to make sure you stay in line or that you pay a fee. So at the end of the day, man, I respect that. Now, do I respect you extorting artists for coming out on the West Coast to perform or to go to studios or just to kick it? No. But if somebody do something freaky, then all things in the dark shall come to the light. So with this whole situation, of course they had other tapes. Of course they had deleted scenes. Of course they had a lot of other stuff that they could have brought out later on. This was Ray J's and Wax, you know what I'm saying? Like ace in the hole. It's like having a Jordan rookie card. You feel what I'm saying? Like, of course you're going to play that card. Let Kim get as big as she possibly can, which I think she's at her apex. You know what I'm saying? Unless she gets in office, but I think that's over because she's messing with Dirty Pete. But if she would have stayed with Kanye, I think she could have really made a play for some type of political seat. So then she really could have had that over her head. That really would have been crazy. But now that this doesn't seem to be a reality no more, I think this was the apex. They were ready to strike. So I think Kanye really gave up the bag for this. Like Kanye really gave up the bag and, made sure that this would never, hit the streets unless he says so. Now, I'm pretty sure he got some dirt or some copies or whatever that he might keep, for himself. But now that they have control of it, he paid, allegedly some M's for this situation and, did a track and some production for Game. That's Wax artist. So it's a lot that ties into this. But of course it was going to be a money play and it was nothing against Kanye. It's just, come on, man, a little Hollywood slur at the time. No disrespect, Kim, but that's what you were at the time. Has now made it to be a billionaire, somebody that's idolized and loved all over the world. People fantasize about you, and these niggas got tapes on you. Of course they're going to keep dropping them. Of course you're going to have to pay for them to get them back. So to find out that this was all orchestrated by the Kardashians, that they are the ones that put the whole play together, they deserve whatever they get from this situation. So the backlash that you're going to get, or now that it's being outed by Ray J, I think is totally justified. Because here you are trying to drag another black man's name through the mud like he's super thirsty and that he needed you at the time. When really you needed his sauce to then suck his sauce dry, like, suck all that shit right off the bone. You needed all that sauce to now get where you at today. You know what I'm saying? You sucked his sauce dry, you sucked Kanye's sauce dry, and now Pete's gonna suck your sauce dry. That's how that shit's gonna play out. So, I think this whole situation, obviously, to me, it's just the chickens coming back to roast. It's just a situation to where she has a lot of dirt out here from a lot of different people. It's people who have copies and who have seen these alleged deleted scenes and other tapes and stuff like that. Of course, they're going to try to profit off the situation. I mean, we can't knock it's a profit gain society. But you know what I'm saying? With this whole situation, do I think it's going to tarnish the Kardashian brand? I really don't think so. I think everybody knows what it is with the Kardashians. They all are looked at as just pretty little trophies that, they get with a celebrity that's popping and, they make a baby and whatever, right? So I don't really think it's going to hurt her brand, but it's not surprising that this was orchestrated. But I think it's really surprising that her mother orchestrated it. And to me, it's looked at as the pimp because she pimped her daughter. She pimped Ray J because Ray J complied. did everything he was supposed to do, and now they winning. So for her to extort her own family, put her daughter out there with this tape and get her daughter, you know what I'm saying, all, you know, for the people to see, that really got to make you question Kris Jenner and what her motives is and what she had planned for this family since the beginning. But I want y'all to get in the comment box, man, and let me know what y'all think. Are y'all feeling the Kardashians and Kris Jenner for orchestrating and lining up this tape? Or do you feel like, hey, it was good business and it ended up being $1 billion move ultimately? I want to hear what y'all got to say in the comments, though, man. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the notification tab so y'all can tap in every time I drop a video. It's your boy Don Peoples, Deadbolt, gone.